with the title Global Panorama on AI and Sports. The second speaker will be the famous Esteban Granero with the speech title Artificial Intelligence Solutions. And our third speaker will be Pedro Fernandez, and the title of his speech is Monetizing of Digital Assets. Also, we'll be having a presentation of 5 to 10 minutes by His Highness Sheikh Nasser, AI Research and Development Center, the presentation of AI and sports. Now, please allow me to present our first speaker, Mr. Philippe Blanchard. He is the founder and CEO of Futurous, with 25 years old global expertise in technology and mega events. He is founding the Futurous, the games and of the innovation, a new type of competition. You can see his bio. I will not go through it to save some time. And with that, I would like to give the mic to Mr. Philippe to start his presentation. Mr. Philippe, mic is yours.
Assalamu alaikum fi Moscow. Thank you very much for your invitation, Your Highness, and Dr. Jassim. I'm really excited to see that the Olympic movement and the sport movement is considering the benefits and the opportunities of artificial intelligence. So if I may, I will share my screen. And as we know, sport has always been interested in measuring performances. The first technology used to assess the efficiency of physical activity a priori dates back from Leonardo da Vinci, who invented the first speedometer. And over the years, we have seen more and more technology in sports, whatever the communities for athletes and para-athletes, classical sports, physical activities, which became sports thanks to technology, and obviously the world of esports. So it's quite important for us to understand what are the impacts of the technology and more especially data and artificial intelligence in the realm of sports. Because whether we understand it or not, we need to understand that all the physical activities such as free diving, they will be more and more relying on data and information. And as we know, sport is about this measurement, and we can also say very clearly that if we cannot measure, if there is no data, there is no sport. Data is at the core of the practice of sport. It's the essence of competition, so we can know who is the winner and who are not the winners. And it's also critical in the liaison with the fan. And progressively, the sportsman and sportswomen have become more and more in contact with technology. The sportsperson used to be in a mesh of stakeholders and functions, and we realize that technology is becoming more and more prevalent. What does it mean? It means that there will be shifts, and we will go progressively from statistics about sport performance into predictions. And this is where artificial intelligence is going to play a huge role, because we have seen over the last 20 years that we have been shifting from sport-related data, speed, velocity, performance, measure of strength, to subjective information. All the fans' expression on social media are now collected to better understand what might be the outcome of a competition. And now we are in a situation where these sport-related data are also mixed with non-sport-related data, such as GDP, existence of a Ministry of Sports, the sport budget, socioeconomics information, to predict the results of the sport performance. And because we speak under the auspices of the president of the National Olympic Committee of Bahrain, you probably know that when it comes to anticipating the results nation by nation in terms of Olympic medals, all these sports-related data and non-sport-related data are used to estimate what might be the target of Olympic medals country per country. So the point I'm stressing here is really to understand the criticity of data and technology for the activity of sport now and for the future of sport. What will be the main fields of application? First of all, technology, data, and artificial intelligence will be used to service the athletes, to help the athletes in his or her training to better understand how to mingle between the competition time, the practice time, and the rest time. Artificial intelligence is currently extremely useful for the coaches, so they better understand how to work as a team. And not only are they assessing the quality of the gameplay of their teams, but they are also analyzing what the competitors are doing in order to ensure a competitive edge. And the last element in which we will see artificial intelligence developing a lot in the world of sports is obviously how to increase the spectator and the fan experience. For us, Futurous, we are working on the sport of the future and the future of sports. We also think that artificial intelligence will provide services to event organizers. And that's something we can probably elaborate more in the question and answers. So what is important to understand and what I want to stress today to this distinguished audience is to make sure that we understand artificial intelligence will provide a lot of services. However, we need to understand that the value of the sport and the spectators' expectations are not related to technology. Why do we have such a huge fan base for the Olympics, for the FIFA World Cup, for all the sport competition? Is because mainly spectators and fans find an emotional connection. They feel togetherness. And these are not related to technology. What is also very important, and that's something we are going to talk about with the other speakers, is the spectators expect a competitive balance and a certainty of outcomes. What does it mean? It means that if you know before the match or during the match that one team for sure will win, spectators lose interest. We have a drop of 90% of the viewership when it comes to sport events when we know already the outcome. When it's not live and we have already the results, spectators are less interested. So the notion of competitive balance and a certainty of outcomes is critical in the world of sports. And why do I stress that? It's because artificial intelligence is providing many services. First of all, it can increase, as I said, coaching, performance management. It can increase the fan servicing. It can provide new content and reinforce sport journalism and communication. It can also provide new opportunities for new sport with augmented reality. However, there is also a dark side of artificial intelligence in sport. What will be the outcome if some countries are more developed than the others, and they have a competitive advantage through technology doping and artificial intelligence doping? What does it mean in terms of match fixing and betting? Are we going to kill the drama in sport? How can we make sure with artificial intelligence and augmented reality and deepfakes that the results we are seeing are authentic? And finally, what will be the balance between the sport organization, and I'm thinking of the Olympic movement, I'm thinking of the big federation, I'm also thinking of us, Futurous, what will be the impact of a very strong pressure provided by big tech? So these are the questions we need to address. Yes, artificial intelligence will help us develop new services, but there is also a risk in terms of authenticity of sport. And we need to make sure that we are keeping the values of sport while we are integrating the numerous services artificial intelligence can provide us with. And this concludes my presentation.
Thank you very much, Philippe. Thank you very much for your presentation. It was a fruitful, beneficial presentation. We will keep the question until the end, until all the speakers, they finish their speeches. Can you just please stop your sharing, Philippe, please? Thank you very much. I would like now to share the second speaker. Just give me a minute, please. Yes. Okay. Our second speaker also, he is one of the famous in the world. He used to be a player in Real Madrid as well. He is Esteban Granero. He's the CEO of Olosip. Esteban's primary football record is over a decade of experience in Spanish La Liga and the Copa del Rey and English Premier League and European Championship. He's the founder of Olosip, a pioneering company specialized in developing and implementing artificial intelligence, specifically in events. I will not go, you can go through Esteban's bio. He's one of the famous people in the world. Now he is focusing on merging the artificial intelligence solutions into the sports area, such as events and conferences, so the people, they get the best out of it. Please welcome with me Mr. Esteban Granero in his speech, Artificial Intelligence Solution.
Thank you very much. It's a big honor to be here with all of you and my college speakers, which I admire. And I want to, first of all, thank you for this invitation. I'm very happy to see how the kingdom of Bahrein is putting AI in sports in the spotlight, and this is, I think, very interesting. So as you say, I'm very happy to be here with you and present a little bit of my company. I will also share my screen so I can. Yes. So hopefully you can see now my screen. I'm a founder of Olosip. I founded this company 5 years ago together with two full professors of artificial intelligence in Polytechnic University here in Madrid. Because I was a football player and I can see how the clubs were dealing with data and how they were extracting or trying to extract the best from data. So having this conversation with scientists, I noticed that there were so many things that AI can do for sports in the whole process. So yeah, that's why I took the chance and I founded my company. I think AI today is already in the lives of all of us. Also in the sports, doors are already open, so we can see how little by little this kind of technology is implemented in clubs, in institutions, also in the day-by-day of players, agencies, and also, as my colleague Philippe was talking about, in the fan experience. I will say now how we try to apply the artificial intelligence into all the processes in just 10 minutes, and then I will make some commentaries about what Philippe was mentioned before. And okay, we think is the data is the most important thing here, is the fuel for the artificial intelligence. So data is in the center of the equation. So what we try to do is first apply artificial intelligence in order to capture data, to capture the best data and the more data, so we can train our models in the best way. And then we apply artificial intelligence in order to analyze this data and move the analysis from descriptive analysis, subjective analysis, to objectivity, and also to predictions and prescriptions. This is what we do. So how we do it is extracting data through AI. We need to talk about computer vision systems that today are able to, from a TV signal, extract all the information of almost any sports. This is one example of our system working on tennis, and this is how a system can from the TV extract all the information in an automatic way of what is happening 60 times per second during a court in real time. So we can have all the information in real time of where is the ball, where are the players, what is happening, what kind of events are happening, if a ball is in or out. Everything we can get only from the TV signal through computer vision systems. This is, for example, how we extract the data through AI. And then how do we analyze the data? And this is where artificial intelligence is key in order to climb this line, move the analysis from descriptive, what happened in the past, to predictive, what will happen in the future, or prescriptive, what should I do in order to achieve what I want to achieve. And this is what AI with the right data is able to do today. Reduce this uncertainty. Uncertainty will never disappear 100%, and we are not talking about crystal balls, but we can reduce this uncertainty in order to take decisions with this less uncertainty and with knowledge, so we make less mistakes. And this is in this industry where we make decisions that has lots of value, and we take lots of decisions every summer and every winter. Is very important to reduce the uncertainty. So the way we are, one example of how we reduce uncertainty is about the transfer window, how we analyze the performance of players, not thinking about what they have done in the past, but about what performance they will have if they sign for another club next season, how the contextualization will occur, how a player will perform in a different context. And this is where AI can make the difference. It's not the same knowing what a player has done in his previous team, but what the player will do in a new team. And of course, if you are a sports director of a club, you will be happier to know or be very close about what the player will do than understanding that what the player has done in the past will be the same, that this doesn't happen, you know. So there will be many things that will affect to the performance of a player in a transfer. So AI can analyze all these affections to the performance and make a predictions about how a player will perform in a different context. This is very interesting, and we can see here some kind of examples about how players that moves from one club to another. If we focus on the descriptive analysis, for example, Joao Felix, if we focus on what the player, how many goals he scored in Benfica, and we, as Atletico de Madrid, are thinking about signing this player, we should not be expecting him to score same amount of goals. But our prediction, as you can see, is focused on the trend and how, and of course, will be always much closer to the real future than you know, analyzing only the past. Okay, so analysis here will tell you not how many actions the player did last year, but how much value this player is going to bring to your club in every aspect of the game if you sign him for the next season. This reduce of uncertainty is key in order to be more efficient in the transfer market year by year. This is only an example, and this kind of analysis is being implemented in clubs, in federations. You can transport this kind of analysis also for health department in order to analyze how likely a player will get injured in the future. Not how was their data in the past, but also how likely this player is going to be injured. Or for example, what should I do? How can I affect my player in order to be less likely to be injured in the next training, in the next game. This kind of solutions comes from artificial intelligence. So just to summarize, AI is in sports to stay. Of course, we are implementing in all the process. That is very important. Extract the data and how computer vision can help you to get the best data and the more data. And then once we have the data, we need to be able to analyze this data in the best way. And about technology doping, just to reply my colleague Philip, we are aware about how technology can strengthen the asymmetry of the clubs, let's say the clubs. So that's why we want to democratize this kind of technology. Our systems are able for